Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to start with lesson 2 of chapter 3, which talks about solving systems algebraically. Okay, so in the previous lesson we had to solve systems using two methods, by using graph or by using tables, okay? And we also, in the previous lesson, we also had to know if the system is consistent or inconsistent. This is like a quick revision for the previous lesson. And now in this lesson we're going to solve it using different methods. The first method we're going to have for today is solving by substitution. Okay, so let's see our first example. What is the solution of the system of equation, of this equation I mean, or of this system? Okay, so we're going to solve this using substitution. Okay, let's solve it now together. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do here, we're going to use substitution method, which is we're going to take one of the equations here and find, for example, let's say this equation, let's find for y. Okay, find the answer for y. So we're going to move everything away from y. Okay, so for this it's going to be y equals, okay, or 4y equals 12 minus 3x. Then we're going to divide everything by 4, so y equals 12 divided by 4, which is 3, and 3 divided by 4, which is 3 over 4x. Now we found y here. Now what does it mean to substitute? It means we're going to substitute the answer 3 minus 3 over 4x, all of it, into y here. So we can have only one variable to solve, which is x. Then we're going to find the answer for x. So now the second thing is, it's going to be 2x plus, we're going to substitute this into y here, which is 3 minus 3 over 4x equals 10. Now it's going to be 2x plus 3 minus 3 over 4x. We're going to put like terms together, so it's going to be 2x plus minus 3 over 4x, which is going to be, or let's write 3 over 4 as decimal form, so it's going to be as 2x plus 3 minus 0.75 x equals 10. Oh, here I forgot, it's going to be equals 10. So we're going to add like terms, which is 2x with 0.75x, 2x minus 0.75x, which is going to be 1.25x, plus 3 equals 10. We're going to move 3 over there. It's going to be 1.25x equals 10 minus 3, which is going to be 7. Now we're going to divide everything by 1.25, so 7 divided by 1.25, which is 5.6. Now we got the answer for x. So we're going to substitute now x to find y. So either we're going to substitute in this equation, this, whatever equation, to find the answer of y. So let's have this equation. Let's have this equation downward here. So we can easily substitute over here. It's going to be this one. So now let's substitute into this equation. It's going to be y equals 3 minus 3 over 4 multiplied by 5.6. So it's going to be equal to 3 minus, now 3 over 4 multiplied by 5.6, I mean it's going to be 4.2. So the answer is going to be negative 1.2. So now we got the answers for y and for x. To check, you're just going to substitute the values of x and y in both equations. Okay, so let's check together. So let's try substituting in this equation. Let's try substituting in this equation first, which is going to be 3 multiplied by 5.6 plus 4 multiplied by negative 1.2. Is it equal to 12? let's use our calculators. It's going to be 3 times 5.6, which is equal to 16.8, and 4 times negative 1.2, which is equal to minus 4.8. Is this equal to 12? Oops, sorry. Is this equal to 12? So it's going to be as 16.8 minus 4.8, which is going to be equal to 12. So it satisfies the first equation. Let's check the second equation. It's going to be 2 5.6 minus 1.2. Is it equal to 10? Now 2 times 5.6, which is equal to 11.2, minus 1.2. Is it equal to 10? So it's going to be 11.2 minus 1.2 equals 10, which satisfies the equation. So our answer is going to be x equals 5.6 and y equals negative 1.2. Let's check our answers together. So first of all, they solved one equation. They took the second equation. Okay, it's going to be the same answer at last. You're going to take either this, either the first equation or the second equation to find the answer, to find like for y, or you're going to find for x, you choose. So after that, they substituted into the equation y equals negative 2x plus 10. This is easier than what we did. Then use the distributive property here. Okay, then they put the combined like terms together, and then they found the answer for x. After that, they substituted x value that they found it into the equation, into this equation, which got us y equals negative 1.2. So our solution is going to be 5.6 and negative 1.2. Okay, let's have another example here. What is the solution of the system of this system of equation? Okay, let's solve it now. Okay, let's start solving. Let's take the easier one. Here, let's have as x equals instead of y equals. So we're going to change this equation. We're going to find for x. It's going to be as x equals 5 minus 3y. Okay, so we're going to solve for this, or just let me write it properly. Okay, so now we're going to substitute x value here into this equation to find the y from this equation. So it's going to be as negative 2. Instead of x, we're going to substitute the equation here, which is 5 minus 3y minus 4y equals negative 5. So it's going to be as negative 2 times 5, which is negative 10. And negative 2, we're doing distributive property here. So negative 2 times negative 3, which is plus 6y minus 4y equals negative 5. So let's combine like terms together. We're going to move the negative 10 over there, and we're going to find the answer for this. So it's going to be 6 minus 4, which is 2y. And here it's going to be minus 5 plus 10. So it's going to be y equals 2y, let's say, equals negative 5 plus 10, which is 5. So y equals 5 over 2, or let's say it's equal to 2.5. Okay, so now we found the answer for y. We're just going to substitute y into this equation. So let's substitute y into this equation. It's going to be as x equals 5 minus 3 multiplied by 2.5, which is going to be here 5 minus 7.5. So x equals negative 2.5. Let's check the answers into this equation, or both of them. Okay, so let's check them over here. We're going to start with the first one, which is going to be as, instead of x, it's going to be negative 2.5 plus 3 times 2.5, is it equal to 5? Let's use the calculator. Now it's going to be negative 2.5 plus 3 times 2.5, which is going to be 7.5. Is it equal to 5? Now negative 2.5 plus 7.5 equals 5. So it satisfies the first equation. Let's go to the second equation here. It's going to be as negative 2, x is negative 2.5 minus 4, 2.5. Is it equal to negative 5? So now negative 2 times negative 2.5 equals 5 minus 4 times 2.5, which is equal to 10. Is it equal to negative 5? 5 minus 10 equals negative 5, which is equal to negative 5. It means it satisfied both equations. It means it satisfied the whole system. So the answer for the whole system is going to be as negative 2.5 and 2.5. Let's check our answer. So first, they solved for x as we did. Then they substituted 5 minus 3y into the equation, which got me an answer of 2.5 for y. And they substitute y into the original equation that we have here. They got negative 2.5. So our solution is negative 2.5 and 2.5. So this is how to solve by substitution. If I gave you a direct question here about solving a system directly. But if I gave you a word problem, you're going to make an algebraic expression, then you're going to solve it. Okay, so we're going to make a system, then we're going to solve the system. Let's start with this example here. A music store offers piano lessons at a discount for customers buying new pianos. The cost for the lessons and one-time fee for material including music books, CDs, softwares, etc. are shown in the advertisement. What is the cost of each lesson and the one-time fee for the material? Okay, so it shows here, this is in your book, okay, so it shows here that for 6 lessons and one-time fee equals $300. This is our first equation. And the second equation we have is when we have 12 lessons and plus one-time fee equals 480. So from this we can conclude that 6 piano lessons, okay, plus one-time fee equals $200. This is our first equation. The second equation is going to be 12 piano lessons plus one-time fee equals $480. So we can find these two equations, okay? Then we're going to write them. We're going to look as the cost of one lesson, we're going to write it as C, and the one-time fee, we're going to write it as F. So here we're having two variables as X and Y, okay? So it's going to be 6C plus F equals 300. This is our first equation of the system. And the second equation here, which is 12C plus F equals 480. It's somehow a direct or an easy word problem. And now let's solve the system together. We're going to solve this system to find the cost of each lesson and the one-time fee. Okay, so now let's solve it together. Okay, so you can choose either. You're going to find the find for C, or you're going to find for F, the first equation and the second equation you're going to choose. But I think that the first equation is going to be easier for us to substitute. So let's go for this. And let's try finding F because it's without a coefficient. It's easier for us. So it's going to be as F. Oh, this is supposed to be an F. F equals 300. And we're moving 60 to the other side. So it's going to be 6 minus 6C. So this is the first equation we're going to have. Now we're going to substitute this into F over here. So it's going to be as 12C plus 300 minus 6C equals 480. Now we're going to put like terms together. This is 480. We're going to put like terms together. It's going to be as 12C minus C, 6C equals, we're going to move the 300 over there, so it's going to be as 480 minus 300. Okay, so 12c minus 6c is going to be as 6c. 480 minus 300 is going to be 180. Now we're going to divide everything by 6, which is going to be 180 divided by 6 equals 30. So now we found C, which is the cost per lesson. We're going to substitute this into the second equation or into this equation so we can find F. So it's going to be as, we're going to substitute in this equation, F equals 300 minus 6. We're going to substitute C here, which is 30. So it's going to be F equals 300 minus 6 times 30, which is 180. So F equals 300 minus 180, which is equal to 120. Now we found the answers for C and F, or the cost of the piano lesson and one free time. Let's check our answers. So C, okay, they did the same thing as we did here. They substituted 300 minus 60 over here. C equals 30 as we got. That's right. And then they substituted C into F, which gives us F equals 120 as we got. Now here they substituted for checking. So they substituted and they got that it's correct for both equations. So the cost of each lesson is $30. And the one-time free for the material is $120. Okay, let's now have another example here. A word problem. An online music company offers 15 downloads for $19.75 and 40 downloads for $43.5. Each price includes a one-time registration fee. So here we're having how many downloads, and each time we're having one-time registration fee. So we're having here one variable and the other variable. Okay, what is the cost of each download and the registration fee? So we're going to make up two equations or a system. Okay, so our first thing here, 15 downloads plus the one-time registration fee equals how many dollars? $19.75. So here's our first equation. The second equation is going to be as 40 downloads plus the one-time registration fee equals $43.5. So we're going to find what's the cost of each download. So the cost of one download here, this is the first thing we have to find, and the second thing we have to find here, the one-time registration fee. One-time registration fee. So we're going to make add the cost of one download as C, and the one-time fee is F. And we're going to solve this equation. Let's start solving it together, or just let's move with them. So this is the system that we have. So first of all, we're going to solve for F here. We're going to be 15C over there. It's going to be 19.75 minus 15C. Now we're going to substitute 19.75 into the second equation we have here as F. So it's going to be 40C plus 19.75 minus 15C. We're going to put like terms together. 40C minus 15C, which is 25C, and we move the 19.75 over there. It's going to be as 43.5 minus 19.75, which is 23.75. Now we're going to divide everything by 25. So C, we got C equals 0.95. Then we're going to substitute into the equation that we had here. 19.75 minus 15 multiplied 0.95, which gives me an answer of 5.5. You can check it as we always did by substituting into both equations. So the answer here that it costs $0.95 per download and $5.5 for the one-time registration fee. So that's how we're going to solve a word problem. Okay, now let's go for the last idea we're having in this lesson, or today. Tomorrow we're going to continue with this lesson, but for today, this is the last idea we're having, is solving by elimination. How to solve using elimination method. Okay, so let's try solving it together. Okay, so what does it mean how to solve by elimination? So we're going to get rid of or to eliminate one of the variables to find the other one, then we're going to substitute. So how? Here we're having 4x and here we're having negative 4x. So we don't need to multiply it by -1, so we can't change it. So we're going to add the first equation with the second equation, so we can eliminate x. Let's just add them here. This is addition. Let's suppose that this is addition. 4x plus minus 4x. This goes with this, so we're going to just remove them together. Then 2y plus 3y equals 5y. And 9 plus 16 equals 25. I'm sorry for this too. 25. Now we're going to divide everything by 5. 25 divided by 5, which is equal to 5. Now we got the answer of y. We're just going to substitute the y either in the first equation or in the second equation. Let's try solving it in the first equation here. So it's going to be as 4x plus 2 multiplied by 5 equals 9. Then 4x plus 10 equals 9. Then 4x, we're going to move the 10 over there. 9 minus 10, which is -1. X equals -1 over 4. So we got the answer for x, and you can check both answers together into the second equation to check. Okay, so again, what's the idea of elimination here is when you want to get rid of one of the variables. So let's suppose we don't have here 4, we're having here let's say 2x. So we're going to make 4x, we're going to make 2x here as 4x, but in the negative sign. We're going to multiply it by -2, so it's going to be the same number to eliminate it. Now we're going to see the other example here. It's going to be easier for us. So let's first of all check the answer here. Y equals 5 and x equals -1 over 4. So yes, y equals 5. Then here finding the answer, x equals -1 over 4. So this is the solution. That's right. Let's go for the second example here, solving this system using elimination. Okay, so here what's easier for us to eliminate? We're going to eliminate the y because we're having here +8 and a -8, so it's going to be easy eliminated if we added both equations. So let's add the equations here. -2 plus 5, -2 plus 5x is going to be equal to 3x. 8 minus 8y, 8y minus 8y, which is going to be 0. It's going to be, they're going to cancel each other. And -8 plus 20, which is equal to 12. Now x, we're going to divide everything by 3x equals 12 divided by 3, which is 4. Now we found the answer for x. We just have to substitute it either in the first equation or in the second equation. Let's try substituting in the second equation here, which is 5 times 4 minus 8y equals 20. So 5 times 4, which is 20, minus 8y equals 20. We're going to move the 20 over there, so -8y. 20 minus 20, which is 0, so it means that y equals 0. And my answer is going to be as 4, 0. I guess this is the easiest way. It's way easier than substitution also. So let's check our answer. It's going to be 4, 0. They eliminated the y because it's directly like +8 and -8. They're going to cancel each other. So here x equals 4. Then we're going to substitute as y equals 0. The solution is 4, 0. So girls, just let me tell you a point here for this. If I gave you a system and I wanted you to use elimination, okay, for example, if I gave you this system and I asked you to solve in the elimination way. So here, do we have any number like we can eliminate it easier? No. But here we're having 10y, and here, let's say here we're having 10y and here we're having 2y. Can we change this 2 into a 10 or a -10 so we can cancel it to each other? Yes. So what we're going to do, we're going to multiply the whole equation here by -5. So it's going to be as this. So this means that we changed this into a -10, so it means we can cancel the y, and we're going to find x first. Okay girls, you got it? And everyone, that's it for today, and have a nice day.